Hello and welcome out to this week's episode of Gamers Council. Yes, I'm so excited to be here tonight.
I thought you forgot the name of the show for a half a second.
Dramatic
I was
pause.
like, oh,
That's
shit.
Dramatic pause.
My bad. Where am I?
Exactly. Well,
What
that
day
can
is
happen. It's Sunday, I hope. Thank God. It is Sunday. It's football day. Oh,
Yes,
my goodness. And
I
we
wanna
do
talk
have
about
post up coming, but post up will be here in a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. Patriots hurt. What? No.
Nah, no.
I didn't say anything.
Blasphemy.
Anyway, whatever. Blasphemy. That's the old school. Anyway, and we do have with us number one Cowboy fan, Mav. What's up, buddy?
What is up? Yeah, Cowboys are currently destroying the Patriots right now, so things are great. Things are good. You know, I was watching the game, but I'll finish the second half and see how many points we can ring up on them later. I'm glad it was already over, though. You know what I mean? So I'm not really missing much.
Yeah, I can't be mad at you. You're not wrong.
I didn't know they were playing the Patriots. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey, you look at
Listen, all that matters is I'm winning in fantasy football. The Patriots they're not doing it from this year, so it's fine.
They managed to get a
I'm happy for you,
in the
Mav.
first half. That's great.
Yeah.
You know, and look at the bright side.
Exactly.
Oh my God, they're losing by more. They scored again.
Oh,
Cowboys are up 38-3. So
I mean, Patriots have had a long run. So
I know
it's time to rebuild. It happens. The Cowboys were super dominant twice.
Yes, they were.
And hopefully this will be the year Prescott will like him a lot. So he needs to get a Super Bowl ring. Just saying. What?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Prescott. Well, we'll see.
You'll see?
We'll see.
All right. Mav doesn't even seem convinced. But that's all right. We won't get off on a football rant, but we are going to get off on some gaming. And RHETRI, I'm going to let you kind of start things off. We do have a new channel member and a super chat from earlier in the week. We wanted to mention that first.
Yeah, absolutely. So new channel member is Bunty. What's up, Bunty? Thank you for doing that. You guys did that while we weren't live off the scene, so I super appreciate that, man. Thanks for joining the Gamers Council, and you'll get all the cool perks, the extra show. And don't forget, guys, if you do become a member on our special shows once a month, you are allowed to come on the show if you want to come on live with us and shoot the shit. Which I think we got a couple. I think I got a couple people, some brave souls. I'm not going to name them in case you guys don't show up, but I got a couple brave souls that said they will possibly join us. So hopefully you guys will do that. But we also have
no pressure at all, Galveston.
No pressure. That's why I didn't want to say their names in case they change their minds. So yeah, I'll talk to them later. I'll
guilt them into it.
I'll guilt them into it. Yeah. We also have a $5 super chat from Adidas20. He says, Pony's doing everything except give Microsoft credit for turning Xbox around. I'm not rocking with no ponies or Pony Media. He ain't rocking with the ponies. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you, Adidas. They're not getting their due. They're not getting their credit. It's not really that surprising, to be honest with you, with the way the media is. I personally think they're biased. Not all of the media, but some people in the media. And these guys are never going to give the flowers. The PlayStation guys, the hardcore guys are never going to give flowers to the other side. But that's what makes us different here, right? Like, that's what makes us, I think the Xbox guys different, because when Sony does right, we'll praise them for it. We'll say, yeah, good job. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways. Ponies are scared right now, Def Leppard. Ponies are scared right now. I think they see what I see, and that's a shit ton of games coming. So yeah. But let's hop right into it. Post up. Hopefully, will be joining us. Sometimes he's late. He's got things to do. So hopefully he'll join us, and we can get him in on the conversation as well. Mav, let's start off by asking you, brother. What have you been playing? What games or movies or TV shows or any of that stuff, like pop culture stuff, been into? But we'll start off with games that you've been playing, sir.
Still number one game for me is Starfield. I've been playing the heck out of that, as well as my wife has. But I have stepped aside to do some other things because you spoke about movies, right? I
Yeah.
I watched Blue Beetle the other day,
Oh, you did. Nice.
and
Did you go to theater or?
I watched it at home. Uh,
Okay, gotcha.
it finally came out at home, so I watched it at home, and then I watched the Gran Turismo movie.
Okay.
And that kind of, Forza Motorsports around the corner, and I kind of got the itch to play some Gran Turismo, and then so I've been actually playing some of that today. Um, so and part of it, so I'm gonna have a better comparison that way when Forza comes out, right? Because I always like to compare where they're at with each other. So I've been playing some GT today, and yeah, but other than that, caught up. I've been watching Ahsoka, which is amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
And I finally finished Mandalorian episode 3. Dude, I've been doing a lot of TV show watching, thinking about it. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, we've been into just a bunch of different random shows and stuff, but the two main ones I would say is Ahsoka and Mandalorian, and then those movies, and then Starfield. It's pretty much how I've been spending my time. But yeah, it's been good, man. Just chilling, hanging out, having fun, relishing in all this gaming news the last couple weeks. It's just absolutely
Mm.
insane. So I think this might be one of the biggest 2 week stretches of news ever, really, with the Xbox leaks that we had. Then you
Mhm.
had more news about the CMA. Looks like things are going to close finally from that aspect. And then you had the Jim Ryan announcement. Crazy stuff's happening. Like Nvidia is getting rated. I mean, it's like this news cycle never stops right now. It's crazy, dude. So it's been
Mhm.
fun. Just catching up with all that stuff too.
How did you like the Gran Turismo movie? I'm curious because I've
Yeah.
heard both. I'm super curious to see if you
So
liked it or not.
I didn't go into it with high expectations, right?
Yeah, that's always a good move.
I'm gonna go like talk about it a lot on Tuesdays, Fun Pop, but I will say that it exceeded my expectations for sure.
Okay.
There was some cheese there. It definitely parts that seemed like a Gran Turismo commercial more than a movie, right?
Mm.
And that's was what I was concerned the whole movie is going to be like, and, those are kind of scattered throughout. But at the end of the day, it still felt like more than anything is paying a homage to it, and um, damn good movie. Surprised me.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're not
damn,
the only person. A lot of people I respect are saying they really liked it. So I'm
yeah,
like,
it's
maybe
damn good movie.
it's
Good,
not
great,
bad.
great racing movie. I mean, if you like it, it holds up with other great racing movies, in my opinion.
Wow.
David Harbour's fantastic in it.
Yeah.
Uh, the guy that plays the main character in it is awesome, and knowing it's kind of based on a true story, and I mean, it's not like
Mhm.
following like line for line like exactly what happened, but they
Right.
took a lot of aspects because I looked it up after of like the who the movie's based on. Like they took a lot of aspects of his career and all these different things and kind of like put them together to tell a story. And overall, I gotta say it was pleasantly surprised. Even and my wife liked it too.
Wow.
And
Okay.
she doesn't usually like racing movies or these kind of movies either. So yeah, it was just a solid movie. Neil Blomkamp was the director, so I guess that made
Oh,
it.
I did not know that, dude.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
not know he. Okay,
I saw
that
it.
makes more
I
sense.
saw that at the end. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot because I remember seeing it
Okay.
early on.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that makes sense why it was good because he's a great director,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So but I could have done without some of the Gran Turismo commercial stuff, but watching it, especially at the very beginning of the movie, but after a while sitting back, it felt like more of a homage, and maybe for people that are going to see the movie and don't understand what it's about, right? It kind of it helps for those people also, right? So, yeah, I actually liked it. I didn't think I
That's
would like it as much as I did, but I did.
That's good.
that's good to hear, man. Like that's I like to see more properties get either the television treatment or the movie treatment,
Yeah.
as long as it's a good IP and Although I don't play that game, so I don't know. I'm not big into racing anyways. I'm terrible. Horizon is my game because it's just easier. Otherwise I kiss the guardrail. Like I'll play motorsport, but I already know I'm going to be bad at it. But I just want to see how pretty it is because it's going to be so gorgeous on my TV. So
I fell in love with sim racers way back in the day with the original Gran Turismo. So like I played every single Gran Turismo, I've played every single Forza Motorsport, and I've loved every single one from both companies, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Motorsport for me is a better game, right? I feel like the physics are better. Graphics, I think it's flavor, depends on what style you prefer. I think the racing overall is better. But there's aspects to Gran Turismo that I still like more than Forza. It's really grindy. They like really kind of it's quirky. Like they got this whole jazz and classical music theme, and like kind of like some would say that's like boring aspects to it, right? It kind of keep it real simple and like fundamental and stuff. But I kind of appreciate that because it lets the focus shine on the cars, right? Which is important for me with that kind of game. So, but yeah, this was a surprise, and but you know, more than anything, I think I watched the movie and have been playing Gran Turismo right now just because I'm so damn excited for Forza Motorsport. So it's kind of scratching that itch for me until Forza gets here, which I did just do the premium edition pre-order for. So looking forward to it.
Nice. Is that so? I didn't check up on this. Does that give you 5 days early, like Starfield did for that one as well?
Yep, and I think it's going to be par for the course, kind of for all big Xbox games. So
yeah,
you'll be able to play it on the 4th, which is in the evening on the 4th. I'm not sure what time on the 4th.
Yeah, I wonder if probably 8 p.m. maybe like they did with Starfield.
Yeah, maybe so.
Like the night. Yeah.
So on the 4th it'll launch if you got the early access, and then for everybody else it'll launch on the 9th.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which this will also be the most played Forza Motorsport ever.
Yeah. I have no doubt about that. Yeah. I have absolutely no doubt about that. You know, they don't, you know, the guys on the other side just want to talk about sales instead of talking about just how many hands get to, you know, play the actual game. But it happened. It just like Halo, right? Like that was massive for Halo, you know, with Game Pass and whatnot. So, so does this mean you stepped away from the trumpet game, Mav? Or
yeah, I haven't touched that game since the stream, honestly.
Okay,
but that game it is kind of some stupid fun. They gotta work on the motion controls on that. It's like kept glitching out on me. So
gotcha. I had to ask because when Pong was mentioning that, I couldn't tell. I was like, is Mav trolling? Is he effing with us? Or is he really into us? And Pong's like, no, he liked it. He streamed it. I'm like, he could have streamed it and been messing with us for hours on end. I don't know. But it sounds like it's something that you were actually like into. So that's cool. I like sometimes those fun, wacky games like that. So, and we need stuff like that.
It's just dumb fun. You know what I mean? You show me something that's like dumb fun that kind of like, it scratches an itch of like something that you're interested in. Like that's kind of what it's all about. Like, I've never played a game like Trombone Champ. That's for sure. That was the first. I mean, I played rhythm games, but not motion control rhythm games where you have direct control over the notes. That was interesting because you can literally make music by doing that, which was fascinating.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that. I won't try it because my backlog's way too crazy as it is, but it sounds interesting. But I'll second Ahsoka. I started Ahsoka and I could not stop watching it. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
it's really good.
But
I don't have Disney Plus, but
best Star Wars show. Best Star Wars.
You know what? I'm kind of getting there too, Mav. I'm just like I'm thinking back on all the ones that I watched, and I'm like, I think this might be my favorite one.
Yeah,
I don't know the actions there. If you watched Rebels back in the day, it really feels like they're really tipping their hat and like really going with the whole. Like it feels like an old school episode of the Rebels to me. Really like the cast that they got together for that. So, and I don't want to give any spoilers away, but yeah, if you watch Rebels back in the day, I think you would like Ahsoka. I really like it.
Yeah, and I love Mandalorian, but like Mandalorian's tailed off since season 3 a little bit for me. But the first season of Mandalorian was special, but I think Ahsoka might even be that much better. And I never did any of the animated Star Wars stuff, right? So I'm not familiar with all the lore from Rebels and
right.
And was it the Clone? I forget. Was it Clone Wars? It was.
I think so. Yeah, there was a ton of them. I watched them such a long time ago. I kind of forgot what was going on in the Rebels too. But once I started watching the show, things started to come back a little bit because it's been a hot minute. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool that you liked it too, and that's kind of almost hitting your number one spot, being fresh to it and not knowing the background of it. So because sometimes a lot of guys who watch this stuff, they'll kind of like shit on stuff because they're like, it's not good enough. It's not like this person should be playing this character, and they, dissect the crap out of it. But sometimes it's good to go into something fresh without knowing the background of it. But I'm glad that you're liking it, man, because a lot of people were saying it was really good, and I was like, I've gotta download it from the internet because I stopped paying for Disney a while ago. But yeah, it's super solid, guys. If you haven't watched it, I'd say give it a try. Jim Ryan's first party GoFundMe account says Thrawn. Yeah, if anyone knows the Rebels thing, Thrawn. Let's just say he makes an appearance. So, go ahead, WebDave. You can tell them about what you just put up.
Well, we just put up a poll. Such a nice one too. So, did Jim Ryan retire, or did he get fired? And your choices are: I'm tired of flying, I quit, or you're fired.
Yes.
Your choice. So.
Your choice.
We'll just kind of see.
Let me see where I'm gonna go. Yeah, I know. It's like, I'll pick that one. All right, so let's get into it. I just want to check off this news in case anyone somehow missed this game that I was looking forward to. Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn has been postponed to sometime in 2024. So on their Twitter, they said, we want to update our fans on the development of Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. To make Flintlock the absolute best experience it can be at launch, we have made the decision to move the game's release to 2024. Been hard at work crafting a unique and deeply detailed open world, brimming with thrilling fights, rewarding exploration, and a true sense of discovery. It's important to our whole team that Flintlock is a special experience. We owe it to ourselves and to all of you who have been following the game since we announced it to make the most impressive and unforgettable game that it can be. Your ongoing and unwavering support has been incredible. Each of us at A4 Games are humbled and inspired by your excitement for what we are creating and truly appreciate your patience. We have a lot of exciting things to show you, and we'll have updates for you soon. So, Mav, are you looking forward to this game? This is something Flintlock definitely got me excited. The combat looks really cool. Is this something that you care for, or?
Yeah, it stood out to me at a couple of the game shows that we saw it in. I think that one is that coming to Game Pass? I can't remember if it is or not, but yeah, I thought it was. So, it's definitely stood out to me. Honestly, like, I'm glad it was delayed just because this year is so crazy, and there's so much stuff still coming out. Somebody put a list for the October games on Twitter earlier today. And I saw it.
I'll be talking about that.
Like, my God, October's crazy, and like, I still don't want to stop playing Starfield. Got Forza coming out. All these other games are coming out, and just like this backlog just keeps piling up on me. So, but that being said, honestly, it doesn't look like 2024 is going to be any worse
better
than 2023. Like, as far as games, like, it's going to be insane.
We got the same problem, right, that we have right now that I think we're going to have in 2024.
So, I mean, if I was to say right now, delay it. I mean, it means that the game's going to be better, right? Like, usually, a delayed game means they're getting at least to fix some things or more polish or whatever they needed to do. Like, just delay it. Like, never put out a game it half baked and in bad shape. Just especially when we got so much stuff to play. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for these new IPs too. So you really got to bring it.
Yeah. That's that's the thing, and we're gonna probably talk about that point a little bit later when we talk about October, because it's too much. Something's gonna get buried. Something's gonna get pushed to the wayside. Let's bring in our brother over here. Post up. What's going on, brother?
What's good, people? How's it going?
What up, man?
What's up, man?
Thanks
Glad
for coming,
you could
man.
make
We're so
it.
glad you're here, dude.
Oh, you know it's gonna pull up. You know.
Oh, we know.
I knew he'd come out. I was like, he's gonna be a little late. But he'll show up.
Yeah, it's
We knew
just
he would come through.
Yeah, I don't know. It just your mother get the call and then
Yep, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's all right.
And she want to go to. She tell you in the text message, I just need to do this and that, and then I'm gonna be done. And then you go pick her up. And this
story sounding real familiar. Post up. I think this happened last time. I think. Look, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You listen to those ladies because it's for your safety.
I'm with you, Post up. You got to do what you got to do.
Let me tell you something.
Stay safe.
It's always before podcasts, right?
Yeah.
It's always before. It's either my mother, my sister, my granny. But I'm good though. I'm a little bit earlier than usual. Usually it'd be an hour later. You know what I'm saying? But you just have family members that tell you they want to go one or two places, and then when you go pick them up, it's 50 other places. But
well, much respect to you because family first always. So appreciate
that.
Yeah,
it's a lot going on. My sister's daughter, she just had a reveal party.
Nice.
Baby showers and stuff and all that stuff going on. So
congrats.
So that's
They didn't burn down a forest or anything, right? During that reveal party, like accidentally.
Not getting burned down. She's having a girl. So
congratulations.
Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Just had to run all over the place and get that situated. But we here though. We got time.
Oh yeah, we ready.
Yes.
We ain't even broke in the show yet. So I know I'm on time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Let's go. Let's have a great show.
We have over 90 people in the chat. Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for being here. We are going to be starting our giveaways here in a little bit. We have 5 $20 gift cards we're going to be giving away, and it'll be Xbox gift cards. So hopefully you have an Xbox. That's all I can say. If not,
I think our audience probably does.
So anyway,
right.
But that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be giving those away here in just a little bit. We'll tell you how to do that in a few. But first, I guess as we get things fired up, I guess RHETRI, let's get to some of the main topics.
Yeah. So let's get right into the nitty gritty, and that is my boy Jimbo. Jimbo leaving PlayStation. Sad face. PlayStation leader Jim Ryan to retire after 28 years with Sony. Jim Ryan took over as president as CEO of Sony Interactive in 2019, not that long ago, after starting with Sony Europe in 1994. So this is a quote from Jimbo. After 30 years, I made the decision to retire from SIE in March 2024. I've relished the opportunity to have a job I love in a very special company, working with great people and incredible partners, Ryan says in a statement. But I found it increasingly difficult to reconcile living in Europe and working in North America. I will leave having been privileged to work on products that have touched millions of lives across the world. PlayStation will always be part of my life, and I feel more optimistic than ever about the future of SIE. Guys, all right. So I don't know. We put up a poll. I'll start with you, Post Up, since we haven't heard from you because you just got here. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about this? Do you think Ryan's just leaving because of travel reasons and he wants, he's an older guy and he wants to see his family? Or do you think there's more to this story, something going on behind the scenes? Like, I don't know, something to do with the ABK? Or do you think, you don't have to go conspiracy theory. It's up to you, but I'm just curious, what you guys really think is happening here.
And this is fact. any way you want to look at this, man, look, it is not a coincidence that, after the CMA came out and said, look, Microsoft has satisfied us in terms of, selling off the cloud to Ubisoft. We should have gone ahead and push this thing through. That he come out and say, I'm so sick and tired of just traveling everywhere. I've been on plane to plane. I've been to continent to continent. I'm just so look. I think he got let go in the most respectful way. You let him leave out in terms of him saying he retiring versus you just booting him out the door. You get that man that respect because he put 30 years in at that company. But it's not a coincidence that this happened after this ABK deal. And a lot of things went into it. He raised prices on the consoles, I think twice. He raised prices on the services to $40. Spent $3.6 billion on Bungie and said, Bungie, you need to help us rectify our games as a service and our live services games. Then he tried to kind of change the format of what PlayStation Studios are accustomed to in terms of single player cinematic games and say, look, you guys need to learn how to do live services, which I don't hate them for that, because
that's I was going to ask. I did want to ask that to everybody. I am curious about post up your take on the direction that Sony is going in, and Mav too. Like, do you think it's a bad thing that they're going gas games? Can't they do both? Still do the sad dad walking simulator and do gas games as well at the same time, like walk and chew gum? Or do you personally think this is like the gas game idea is just a bad direction for Sony to go in?
No,
I'll go with you, Post. I'll go with you, Post, first.
I just think Microsoft has just purchased. I look at it like this. I think one point PlayStation was too content with where there was and how their first party did things and them relying on third party. I favor this to Microsoft in the 360 era, right? They had a couple of first party games, but majority of their games, they relied on third party. They relied on third party too much. And we saw it in the Xbox One era, where they had a lack of first party studios because they was too dependent on third party. Now, I won't say that with Sony because they first party output was incredible. But in terms of in the area of games as a service and live services, when Fortnite and the PUBGs took off, I think it should have been that moment that Sony should have looked at that market or those specific genres and try to figure out internally how to capitalize on them. But they didn't. They say, look, we can continue to do our first party games the way we do them. And since we got this deal with Activision, we can ride their coattail, and then we can use the success of that and the finances from that to fund our first party studios. I think they became too reliant on Call of Duty and too reliant on Activision. And now something happened that no one expected, even Sony, right? Sony never expected in a million years that Microsoft will be willing to spend $75 billion on Activision. But that's happening now. So now all of that revenue and stuff that you get from that, or that Activision was getting, that becomes your competitor revenue. Even though Call of Duty is one of the biggest games on your platform currently, now your platform will be used to help fund Xbox studio games. So I think Jim Ryan was making the right call to say, look, in terms of live services, games as a service, we might not hit it out the park but the first time, but we need to become internally dependent on ourselves versus putting ourselves in the same position again of trying to rely on a third party in an era where we're dealing with consolidation and things like that. So I definitely think he was on the right path.
Okay. Fair enough. Mav, what's your take on like Sony's gas games going going forward in the future? I guess I'm more curious to see, like, from you guys, like, if you think it's a good business plan, or if you think they're betting too much, putting too many studios. I mean, you got like a dozen gas games supposedly coming out. Are they putting too much into the gas game, side of their business? Like, are they relying on it too much? Like, what's your opinion? What's your opinion on the whole idea of gas games? Do you think it's good for Sony going forward? And B, do you think maybe they're putting too much behind it?
I think they needed some. They had really no multiplayer or anything like that going at all, really, first party. And like Post Up was saying, I like super agree with everything you said. Relying on third party as your primary source of ongoing revenue is not ever good, because you don't have control, right?
Bingo.
You remember we criticized Phil a lot back in the day for like not doing these exclusivity deals and all these different things, right?
Very true. And I have said that myself too. Yes.
And their answer, he was always like, we want control over the IP. We want control over this. We want control. That's why they haven't done a lot of those deals, right? Yep. And you see the games that Sony has done, a lot of those third-party service-based games where they have tried to go that direction, even going back into the PS3 era, and then especially in PS4. A lot of those things failed when they were exclusive on PlayStation. You had like Lawbreakers. You had there was another one that was like a MOBA game. I can't remember if it was Gearbox or somebody else had done one of those games, and that failed. Also was exclusive to PlayStation. So they had tried to do things with like exclusivity for some of those service games, and they fail and they fail time and time again. They even had one at launch with Godfall, right? That was another failure with that deal that they had. And so, they're like, okay, well, we got to do this ourselves. Also, Microsoft getting ABK, Microsoft getting ZeniMax Bethesda, all these other things, right? Like, you think about what is possibly some of the more successful MMOs also going on PlayStation would be like Elder Scrolls Online and stuff like that. And now Microsoft owns those too.
Owns them.
Right. So now you're going to own Warzone.
And they're launching it in Japan.
So it's not just ABK stuff too, but now Microsoft's partnership is starting to strengthen again with Square Enix right around the time that Jim announced leaving Final Fantasy 14 is going to Xbox. You have all these other things starting to happen there as well. It wouldn't be surprising for me if actually that was in Microsoft's next acquisition as well. If Sony doesn't get them before it's too late. There's going to be a lot of interesting things happen, but I think Sony needed those games. The problem is the implementation of what they were trying to do behind the scenes. It was too much of an overcorrection from first party.
That's what I think too.
This is what Schreier's on about right now, and like, as much as I despise that guy, I mean, he's right with his leaks. He was the first one to say that Jim was leaving. He has this report about the first party studios not confident in the games as service games, not knowing what they're doing. So it's wrong to say, like, it's not wrong to say, hey, we're gonna have some live service games, and then going and buying Bungie. Great move there, because multi-platform, those games are gonna probably be their best bet for live service games going forward. But these other franchises that they have, I have no faith in. But what they made the mistake in, to me, was saying all of our big franchises, we're going to have games as service games. And they said that. They actually said that. And it's like, that's not exciting to your fan base. That's not exciting to anybody. Really, nobody wants to see Horizon Forbidden West and like all these other games like really get. Like,
you saw that leak Horizon Forbidden West? That leak Horizon Forbidden West live service game, I think.
I don't know how you make that into a live service game. Like,
and the other thing from Shire's report too, a lot of these games aren't even going to have campaigns on them. It's just multiplayer, right? So you're taking the core essence of what these games are, and you're asking these developers that have never made a game like this, say, hey, turn your franchise that's this into something else completely, and you got to do it successfully and figure out how to support it. And the other aspect is, I have no faith with Sony if something struggles out of the gate to keep supporting it.
It keeps, yeah.
Oh, 100. I love that you brought that up, Matt. The millisecond it doesn't print money, they'll pull the plug.
Boom.
You know what I mean? They're like Google, dude. It's dead. It's gone.
They're not going to keep putting money into things like Xbox and Undead Labs did with State of Decay or like Sea of Thieves or even Halo Infinite now, and keep at that and reworking it and trying to get the content pipeline right. Like they're just going to be like, hey, you know, this was a failure. We're going to move on to the next one. See how many strikes they get before they just quit out of that type of game completely, right? And they have the no-brainer franchises to try them with. They have SOCOMs, they have stuff like this, and they're not using those IPs. It's just so strange. So I think, yes, they need some, but I think they're having horrible management with what games to kickstart and who's going to make the games. Also, these other studios that are coming in to make the ones that were announced this year, Concord, Fair Games, unproven. Nobody's excited about those games. You see also a downturn with games of service right now in the industry. Hyenas was just canceled from Sega.
Yep.
You have layoffs in different studios. You have other games getting canceled because there's too many samey things out there, all fighting for the same player base. Player counts are dropping in a lot of live service games as well. So I think that part of it's like the industry is seeing that like the swell may be kind of up like for these ongoing live service games. Sony's canceled some already behind the scenes. So I think it was more of an overstep and overcorrection and not making the right decisions of what to do. And then you got to look at it and say that, well, if they've wasted so much time trying to get these things going, where are they at with a regular pipeline?
Right.
We have had no announcements really of any exciting degree at all for first party. You look at the road ahead. What do we have to look forward to in 2024, 2025? Then you have projects that who knows how many years they are away. You still don't have a PC app, right? You still don't have PC games launching within a year of release. You still don't have a good subscription service. You have all of these fumbles and half steps. For me, it's Jim looking at whether he felt extra pressure or whether he was forced out or whatever. Regardless, I feel like there was a look ahead at the pipeline and the roadmap, especially knowing that Xbox got ABK. Xbox has this massive pipeline of games coming up for the next couple of years. We already got 4 big games announced for 2024, right, on Xbox. And you can't say that for PlayStation. So they're seeing all of this stuff, all the investment from Microsoft, all these different things. The Game Pass is kicking with day one third-party games, all these other things. ABK is now part of Xbox. We don't have a good roadmap pipeline on PlayStation for the next couple of years. It's going to be rough as hell. And I feel like he got out while he could before shit hit the fan with the fan base the next couple of years. Because I think the next 2 years could be the roughest, like, as far as like, I'm not saying they're like PlayStation's in trouble, PlayStation's going to go under, anything like that. But I'm saying like from the fan base and the mind share and like the reaction and all these kind of things, it's going to start to get to people. They gave him a pass this year with one first party game. They gave him a pass, right? They won't get a pass in 2024 and 2025 if that's the same case. They just ain't going to get it.
They shouldn't give him a pass. They shouldn't give him a pass. I don't know if I have faith that they'll come at him.
I didn't give him a pass. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
you know what's,
of course not.
You know what's crazy? I had a conversation with Porter Rock and J-Dub.
I'm sorry.
You know the ponies. That's that run the stables over there on
favorite people.
I had a conversation with them a couple of years ago, and I said to them, Sony needs to get their studios in a position to build multiplayer games and stuff like that. And you know what they told me? They don't need to focus on that. That's what they got Call of Duty for.
Oh shit! Well,
literally, no. This is verbatim, Richard. This is verbatim.
I mean, they'll still have it.
All they need to do
is have to pay 70 bones for it.
All they need to do is keep working on their first party games. And in terms of games as a service and all that stuff, that's what they got Call of Duty for. Right?
Yeah.
You got Call of Duty now. You only got it for the next 10 years, right? And what does that do for Microsoft? from a financial standpoint, that give them 10 years to they didn't already seen the numbers of what Call of Duty would look like not on PlayStation, right?
Mhm.
Right. So they seen that, but now you for the we'll give you this for 10 years because over the next 10 years from a financial, we gonna figure this out and we might make enough. And if we do this right in terms of positioning Xbox ecosystem as the Call of Duty ecosystem, right? And we get in another 10 years, we might not need you. You got to think.
Yeah.
We might not need you in 10 years.
Right.
So you got to be, hey,
and these companies, and everybody's looking at them. Hey, Jim did great. They're still number one, but these companies look at long-term projections, right? They look at, they're
exactly
not like, and we're not going to know the success of Jim Ryan's era until like 4 or 5 years from now, right?
Right.
His entire time, every time he's been, since he's been there. Everything that they've done has been from the previous leadership.
Thank you. I was just going down that road. You're reading my mind, Mav. That was where I was going next.
Ghost of Tsushima started development in 2014, right? You have God of War. You have the sequel to God of War. You have Spider-Man. You have the sequel to Spider-Man. You have Spider-Man Miles Morales. You have all these other franchises and games that were kickstarted and launched. Remember that 2016 showcase for PlayStation? That just lit the world on fire, where they had literally like so many freaking games. They announced PSVR at that same thing as well, but they also had so many games. They had gameplay of a lot of these games. Everything we've seen in Jim Ryan's era and at the end of the PS4 era has been that roadmap of all of those games and sequels and remasters and definitive editions and remakes and all these different things.
Sean Layton era, right? Sean Layton and Yoshi era, right?
Yeah, everything. We've been
the old regime,
and there has been less innovation within PlayStation since PS5 came out. For me, it's kind of become boring because you just got a lot of sequels, remasters, definitive editions. Not a lot of great new IPs or anything like that. So, and right now you would look at, okay, well, this is the time when we start seeing those games that kicked off in the last couple of years, right? What are they all working on? And they had 2 opportunities to show us this year. This could have been their 2016 year where they had laid out the foundation for the next 4 or 5 years. Instead, they showed us Concord and Fair Games and Marathon at the same showcase. No big games that excites the fan base.
Marathon,
right?
Foam Stars.
Yeah, Foam Stars.
I can't say that.
This was what we got was a glimpse into the Jim Ryan's PlayStation, right?
Yeah,
and people hated it, and the fan base hated it. And now I think they need to do live service games and stuff like that. But those ones weren't exciting anybody. The only one that I have any faith in right now is Marathon, just because it's Bungie, right?
Right.
And besides that, you could say, are you excited about Concord? I don't know what the hell it is, except it has a hamburger in the
I'm not even that excited about Marathon. Like you said, Mav, the only reason I have any faith in Marathon is because of who's doing it.
Yep.
Like the game wasn't when they showed the the trailer for it. I wasn't like, I need to play that tomorrow.
And that's why we're not.
It's only because it's Bungie.
That's why we're not talking about
Bungie right now.
I do have faith in Bungie. I know Destiny. I haven't played Destiny in a long time, so I can't speak on Destiny and the catastrophe that has been Destiny. The Destiny players can talk on that. But I enjoyed my time with Destiny. But I'm a grazer too. I move on. I don't.
Okay.
There's very few games where I stick with COD. I stick with Overwatch. Activision, Blizzard, all these guys that we've been getting. Bethesda. These are huge acquisitions for me personally. These are games I play. Huge for me. So I'm all about it. But
would be somewhat. I mean, they know how to make a live service game at least.
Yeah,
that's proven.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened previously that caused the issues and stuff.
Yeah.
But I definitely have more faith in Bungie than I do Haven, who's never made a game before.
You know what? I can agree with that.
I'm so tired of people talking up Haven.
I can agree.
What the hell? Why are we talking up Haven? Why do people talk up Haven?
Because it's Jade Raymond. Now, Jade Raymond, great name, great game creator.
Great name. What was the last game?
but she's not known for making live service games.
It's been a hot minute.
She doesn't do live service games. She's created Assassin's Creed, right? That's what she's famous for. Right. So, beyond
I'm
that,
not saying she's talented. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
well, on the outside looking in there, we can assume they're in a tough spot. But we have heard that they have a lot of games in the pipeline that we don't know about. Okay, but we know that Knights of the Old Republic 2 look like it's being canceled. We know the game from Deviation Studio, they have let off people, and that
was a live service game too.
It's been canceled. Factions, which they've been waiting on, which they were supposed to see this year.
Talking about Factions for years now, man.
Yes,
it's getting ridiculous.
Has put that on the shelf, right? Naughty Dog, in terms of we don't know when their next IP gonna come out, or Sony Santa Monica, and then in the meantime, it's a whole day fan base over. They give them Last of Us a complete edition and remaster and remake, and here go the PC version, here go the PC version of a PC version of a PC version. They keep, and so we don't know when their next game coming out. We know it probably be single player. And I think that's the Achilles heel, but I think that's what makes Microsoft, when you look at Microsoft and you look at their studios, even the Coalition, who give you great single player, great co-op, and multiplayer. And a lot of Microsoft studios are built around that cohesiveness. And then you look at the pipeline and the API, right? You see Microsoft is able to build one game, right? And apply it across cloud, Xbox, PC, handheld, one time, one build, one build across.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, one build across all platforms, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why Sony purchased Nix's, right?
Yep.
Because they need them to come in and kind of help strengthen their API pipeline. So, because you cut costs, you save costs right there when you only have to. We don't have to, every time you're trying to move a game across a platform, you don't have to build an additional copy or version of that game. I think that's what Sony is trying to get their environment, and that's going to take time. We don't know what direction they're going to go in cloud. Jim Ryan said we was going to hear about that soon, but he's no longer there. Then you got what Matt was talking about. The studios, first party studios, say they was uncomfortable with even doing live service games. So you're kind of seeing yourself in a pickle. So now I understand why you've been going out purchasing the studios that you have been purchasing lately, because you need some type of variety and flexibility, because the core of your studios that everybody appreciate, they only known for one who people consider the best studios in the world. Don't have the flexibility to go outside of their comfort zone, which is single player cinematic games.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've always said this: the best studios in the world are studios that can not mass everything, but have the flexibility to do everything. You look at the
Playground, baby.
Playground.
So we're gonna see it.
Coalition, Sucker Punch, and these studios that can do multiple things, whether it's live service, online, or single player. And I think Sony's been living off their single player cinematic experience, and now these studios have come too content and comfortable with them. And I see it's going to hurt them in the long run, because the cost of development is skyrocketing. So you're stuck between either finding a way to subsidize that cost or raise game prices again.
I gotta jump in real quick. We have over 135 people in the chat. Thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate it, man. It is awesome. Got a couple of quick things housekeeping real quick just to take care of, but I also want to say big condolences go out to Fonz. Fonzarelli lost his father last night, and Fonz is an amazing member of the community. And we just want to let him know that we love and support him, and we hope that he gets through this. He does also, because it kind of came up on him all of a sudden. They do have a GoFundMe which you can find if you feel like you can. It's not something you have to do, but if you want to, you want to help out, just go to his Twitter page, and then the link is right there in that description, and you can just click on that. And if you decide you want to give whatever amount you can to help out with the funeral expenses, that would be greatly appreciated, but not something you have to do. But like I said, I know a lot of us like to help out when we can, and we greatly appreciate that. The one thing I'll say on Jim Ryan is, Jim Ryan likes to take these baby steps. Oh wait, no, it's a game time. Anyway, so let's read these super chats real fast. Get those 3 out of the way.
100%. Alvin, $2 super chat. Achilles Spencer to Sony. Is there no one else? Yeah, I mean, I kind of last man standing, right? So we know we've talked about Spencer stepping to the side eventually. We'll see when that happens. Hopefully not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon. He's only 55. He's good.
I think
Still got work to
stick
do.
around for a while. Yeah, absolutely. We got a $10 super chat from RC Polygons. Sony wouldn't keep a game like Fallout 76 alive. That absolutely right, especially with 76 terrible launch. I still haven't forgiven Bethesda for that launch, even though I play 76 every day. Yeah, I mean, I think we all agree with that. I think, like I said earlier, Sony is just like Google. If it doesn't print money instantly, they'll pull the plug on it, and they've done it so many times we've lost count. So, top shout out with the $5 super chat. Sony was acquiring liabilities, and Microsoft was acquiring assets. Publishers come with game catalogs. Jim got fired for buying all these liabilities. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point right there. Could be true.
Hey, let's go ahead and just pivot real quick.
Let's do it.
Just to make sure everybody knows. Everybody's in the chat right now. If you're in the chat, you're eligible to win a $20 gift card to Microsoft. So to the Xbox. So if you get a chance, even our panel members, they're more than welcome to try it too. It's just put in #Xbox. That's right. I'm serious. Why not? Let's do it. We make it open for everybody.
Can I?
But yeah,
no,
but you have to put in it's lowercase. So let's start seeing them in the chat.
Yes.
I don't see anybody right now.
Put it in there.
Xbox. Put that in the chat, and then we're gonna do our first drawing here in about 20 minutes, and we have a total of make sure it's all lowercase. So if you put it in hooked, you want to go back in and do that again, but put all lowercase, all lowercase Xbox. That's all you got to put in there, but please make sure you put that in there, and somebody is going to win. Actually, we're going to give 5 of them away, so we'll have 5 winners. And they'll be up on the screen. We're going to do that here in just a little bit, probably in about 15-20 minutes. But
whenever you want to do that, Dave, just chime in and did you want to do one right now, or do you want me to keep going and we'll move on to the next thing? Or
let's get all right. You want to give one away now?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, we got a decent amount of people here, so we might as well. Since we got 5 of them, what the hell? Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Should have put that in the private chat.
God, RHETRI. I'm just kidding. There we go. So is that showing up?
Yes, it is. Put them in there quick, guys. If you haven't already, please do it right now. We only got 26 entries, and
we're gonna do more. Don't worry. So
we'll do more.
Maybe this will fire up everybody to jump on. All right. So here we go with our first drawing of a $20 gift card to Xbox. Dun, 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 dun. All you have to do is, if you are the winner, you'll just have to DM me on X, Twitter. It's easy to. I'm in the description. Just click on me and message me directly so that I can make sure that I send it to the right person.
And make sure you follow them too. Make sure you follow them.
Yeah,
just send a message. Follow
them.
Oh, here it goes.
All right.
And the first winner is
it's G Maybe. Oh, my buddy. G Maybe. Right. Congrats, brother. That was not set up.
It was not. No.
Congratulations,
please don't like
buddy.
No. It's all done on a picker system. And of course, now that he has won once, he will not be able to win again, no matter how many times he tries to re-enter. So
that's right.
So make it fair for everybody. So more chances. But please.
Maybe, man.
Exactly.
Good
So
guy, good name part of the community there.
Please do so. G Maybe just send me a message when you get a chance. And there you go. So we'll do another one here in just a little bit. But let's get back to the show. RHETRI, go.
I don't know if G maybe's messing around. He says, "Sweet, I don't have Twitter though." Well, good news is I have ways to get. I got plenty of. Yeah, he's in our Discord, so I got plenty of ways to get a hold of him. G maybe.
Too funny.
Yeah, he's doing a Hargeet. He's living that Hargeet life, not trying to be on the socials. So good for you, man. All right, next subject we got. I wanted to bring up real quick. This comes from Insider Gaming. Bethesda expected to make almost $1 billion on Starfield, says Insider Gaming. So Bethesda knew it to have a hit on its hands when the game finally launched. Its revenue projections for the game showed that, according to documents leaked as part of the Xbox major leak last week, Bethesda expected to make almost $1 billion in revenue on Starfield alone. That estimate comes over a 4-year span. Calm down. It's not like 1 year thing. This ain't Call of Duty. In 1 year, the company projected $600 million, followed by $250 million in year 2. Years 3 and 4 see the numbers fall a bit as the game's life cycle moves on, with projections of 50 million and 35 million respectively. So, I mean, guys, you guys have any opinion on this? Like, do you think they'll actually hit their projections? Obviously, these leaks come from a while back, so they are a little old. But do you think Starfield post-up will actually hit its 1 billion goal over the 4-year period?
Yes, I think it will. Excuse me. I think it will probably supersede that. Hold on.
You're good, brother.
Starfield is it's a marathon. It's not a race. I think the approach with that is that game is going to build and is going to get greater over time, and the community is going to have a hand with that, especially next year when they release the mod 2s to all the PC players. Just look what they're doing now. When they and I think the mod tools that they release, I think is going to be incredible. So you're going to have people that's going to be able to create their own planets, their own storylines, different characters, different themes and stuff like that. Imagine putting building a Skyrim world on a planet, or building a Fallout 76 world on your own planet. Those are the type of things that you're going to be able to do with that game. And the game probably slowed down a little bit, but let me tell you something. That game is going to have legs just like all of Bethesda RPGs. And I look forward to it. And like Math was saying earlier about companies looking over the long haul, that's the same thing Todd said with Starfield, that they're looking over the next 5 years. And I think that game is going to be huge in the community, and the numbers are going to continue to grow. And I think we're going to start seeing that next year when they release those tools.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny that you said that, because that was another thing I was going to bring up on the whole Starfield thing, and Todd saying that they're going to support it for 5 years. He said one of the things we've learned from our previous games, from Skyrim, from Fallout, is that people want to play them for a very long time. So Starfield, I would say, was the most intentional going into it. That is a game people are going to play for a long time. Even a game like Skyrim, which if you look at it at launch was still a really, really big game. If you look at it today with add-ons and mods, it's a much bigger game. It's still a game that's played 12 years later in large numbers for us. If you look at our audience, then get used to the game, and they usually want to +1 it. They want to do X, Y, Z, and the developers, we usually do that as well. He says, but it's also one where, okay, what does Starfield look like in 3 months? What does Starfield look like in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? We've learned that's what's going to happen. So let's be ready for it. Let's make the most of it, and let's embrace it. That's both what we do here and with our modding community. So I agree with you, Post. I think the mods are where it's going to be at. I think that's going to push the game forward. Never mind, we got DLC. Like I said, this game is it's endless, because the universe is literally endless. So they can make DLC for this till the cows come home. It's just no end in sight.
You're going to give people the ability to not only create planets, to create their own campaigns. People are going to be creating new factions. They're going to be building the ship. They're going to go crazy with the ship creator. They already been doing that. Yeah. They probably put vehicles, and just the possibilities of a universe that's that big it's endless in terms of what you can do. So I can see why they approached it from that perspective. So I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be $1 billion franchise. I think it might supersede that too as well.
Yeah. What do you think, Mav? What's your 2 cents on them hitting their $1 billion goal in 4 years? Do you think that's attainable with this game? And what do you think about the support that Todd was mentioning for the next 5 years, which will probably go way beyond 5 years? But
yeah, I mean, they'll probably come out with, anniversary editions later on in life and stuff like that as well. Like they have done with Skyrim, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's interesting with the projections, because the projections, I think, the leak was part of the acquisition target pitch to the board to acquire ZeniMax Bethesda. So I don't know, like 100% where the numbers come from. I don't know if that's what Microsoft was expecting, if they're part of Microsoft, or if that's what Bethesda's own projections were, right?
Good point. Right.
For it. So Game Pass, in one way or another, like if that was the case, then Game Pass will have an effect on it, because you have people playing the game a different way. However, Microsoft doesn't care about that. Like that's they want people to subscribe to it. So it's a win-win for Microsoft either way, even if they don't necessarily make $1 billion on game sales, right? But I do think, even with all that being said, I still think it does that, because Bethesda said themselves, this is their biggest launch in their history. That means bigger launch than Skyrim. That means bigger launch than Oblivion, bigger launch than Fallout 3, Fallout 4, all of that stuff. And this game, I feel like, is also, as much crap as some people want to give Starfield, also launching in a better state than every single one of those games.
Yeah.
So
good point.
Yeah, you look at the future potential for Starfield, it's immense, and I think it has more potential for the future than any of those games too. Because as you're talking to the mod support, with the way that this game is structured, it has insane potential. Insane potential for that. And it's just going to continue to get better and better, and already been at a better state than those other games were, as far as like quality goes. They have this like amazing, like Todd said himself, they like have the foundation. They really wanted to build the base experience, the foundation, and then build from there. And they're doing a lot of stuff themselves too. So it's not just mods, right? They've already come out and said they want to add these different things, and they're looking for suggestions from the community to see what things they're going to add. So you're going to get like 5 years of that stuff added as well. Numerous updates. You can bet there'll be graphical updates over time when it becomes worth it to do so as well, right? As new technologies come out and improvements, especially as being part of Microsoft, because that's what they tend to do. They do free updates on their games all the time. So looking forward to the longevity and life that this game has. They have the backing now that there's really no worry about that whatsoever. So it's going to continue to sell. This will probably surpass Skyrim sales, I think, and also be one of the most played games in Game Pass, and consistently be a draw for people to subscribe to Game Pass for years, not just at launch. Knowing Starfield is in it and is a place, hey, if you don't want to buy it, whatever, and just always being there is adding so much value to it. And that's why, like, the whole thing that gets me frustrated with Sony's approach sometimes is like they're not understanding this, is these value proposition for the subscription service gets greater over time. Right? Because every single game that
they all stay
first parties that stays in there is adding more value. Like Forza Horizon, it just passed 32 million players, right? Minecraft Dungeons has over 25 million players. If I told you that Minecraft Dungeons has more players than God of War Ragnarok, what would you say? Right?
Exactly.
Like State of Decay, these games that like had no right, like over 11 million players. Like there is so many people accessing these games over time. And one of the reasons is because of Game Pass. The more big games, now that they've actually hit their pipeline, right? Where they are this avalanche of content and quality has started, right? It's going to keep adding, and you're always going to have this marketing cycle. You're always going to have these dev directs. You're always going to have these showcases, and you're always going to have these game releases dropping in there. And that's not even counting the third party stuff, right? And it's just going to add over time, man. And Starfield is going to be a big part of that. Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be a big part of that. You know, Doom, like all these other games, is knowing they're going to be in there and stay in there as these games that Skyrim sold for a decade, right? Skyrim sold for a decade, knowing that this is going to be there's going to be a draw for a long time, man. So whether they're getting the money from subscriptions or sales doesn't matter, but I still even think it hits $1 billion with sales.
That's crazy. Looking at the numbers, that's crazy.
Those numbers are insane. I just, this is why we really got to get people outdated. To see. To see past the sales. The sales is no longer a metric for Xbox to be successful. I mean, look at the lowest number there. Ghostwire Tokyo with 6 million players. Anybody would kill for that number. And that is the bottom of the barrel over here. Like, come on, dude. Like,
you know what that shows me? That means at some point in sustainability, meaning that people are coming in and staying. You know, the numbers are not declining; they're growing. So that means that people are coming, they're staying, and they're playing. And when that happens, it keeps word of mouth. The numbers keep growing. That's a lot of monthly active users. Even if you could combine, especially for one game, 30+ million, 25 plus 30. That's crazy. That's great. But I mean, that's what it's about. Sustainability. If I can get you in my ecosystem, right? And I can, as long as I got your attention, as long as I have you in front of the screen, I can sell you something. And at some point, I know you're going to buy something. You're going to purchase something. You're going to find something you're like. And when you do find it, the only thing we're worried about is how long we can sustain you for a certain period of time before you decide to move on. And if I'm Microsoft, I want to sustain you for a period of time. And soon you get that, even the concept of moving on, I want to grab you and pull you right back in. I think, unlike Mav was saying, in terms of their pipeline, they are ready to roll.
Yeah, I agree. I think we finally, I know we've said this a million times, I think we finally turned the corner. I think the cadence for Microsoft Game Studios and everyone that they have under them is finally here. You know what I mean? It's finally time where they can stick to what they said years ago when Greenberg mentioned that they want to do one AAA a quarter. It's definitely possible. And when Activision comes under, it's just going to get easier. Every acquisition is automatic first party, is automatic going into Game Pass. Just makes it that much easier to do 4 a year easily over time. It's going to be, then it becomes a new problem that Matt Booty talked about, and shoving some of these to the side so they don't cannibalize each other. Right? Yeah. So that's a good problem to have, and that's a really great problem if you're a Game Pass subscriber. So I think over time they're going to become less reliant on third-party deals because they're literally not going to need them because they're going to have so many first parties on their belt. Yeah. It's not going to matter.
That's the thing. You hit the nail on the head with that, right?
Sometimes I get it right.
If you're at a point where you're generating profit and it's reliant on your first party studios, right? But you don't have to rely on third party, right? Everything is internal in-house, right? If those monthly acting, the Maui numbers continue to rise, then you don't have to rely on third party because third party gonna see the growth of Game Pass, and guess what? They're gonna come to you.
Right. It's gonna flip.
You sold that.
I love that.
Me, man. I
love that you said that. Yeah. I love that you said that because I've had this conversation with people in regards to a game like Fortnite, where in the beginning they were licensing out and paying out their butt to have all these characters and stuff on there. And then over time, what you probably saw, and I don't know this for a fact, but what I imagine happened with that game with Epic and Fortnite is it started to flip a little bit, where then you wanted to be in Fortnite and you were almost willing to pay them instead of them having to pay you. I'm sure Fortnite and Epic still pays for the licensing, but I bet you that amount went down, not up. You know what I mean? Because after a time, you become the juggernaut. Everyone wants to be a part of that ecosystem. And I think that's what's going to happen with Microsoft.
Fortnite became an advertising machine for
exactly
other people's product. So now, instead of Epic probably having to go out and pay the student, can we pay you to put a character in your game since you got 200 million people playing this game? And that character is going to be in front of that whole established base that you've grown. That's where Microsoft needs to get to Game Pass. That's why I see the 50 to 60 to 70 million subscriptions. When they get to that number, you're going to have third parties saying, look, you ain't got to come. Look, we need to negotiate. Now, we know we treated you. We was using Sony. Yeah, we apologize because we know we was using Sony market share to get over, right? And we was charging you double, right? But we need your help right now. You got 60 million subscribers over there. We need your help right now. Let us put us. Can we at least get on the dashboard?
I think we're starting to already see some of that take into effect because these engagement numbers are real, right? And you see them like
crazy.
And that's what, like Phil said, that's how they judge, right? It's based on engagement players, how much time they're spending playing their games and all that kind of stuff, right? And if you're like a multiplayer game, especially or whatever, or you just want to have your name out there and have your game talked about, like being in Game Pass is a boost, right? It has been proven to be that for smaller games, for medium-sized games, for big games, all across the board, especially multiplayer games. So that's why you're seeing like a lot of these multiplayer games actually start coming to Game Pass, or like people do day one, like Capcom, right, with like Exo Primal. And stuff like that, you know. So now you have other companies like Sega and all these other companies are like, yeah, we'll do a partnership deal with you. Yeah, we'll do a partnership deal with you. Yeah, we'll do like a slate of games coming to Game Pass. This year was the first year that we've seen this actually, where I don't remember which publisher it was, but it was a smaller indie publisher, and they came out that have signed a multi-game deal to bring games to Game Pass day one. Right. And that's the first time I had seen that specifically, that language. Like, I think those deals have happened right behind the scenes. But the like
Devolver Digital, without a doubt, has got that might have been the one, but they have been all over Game Pass. So it wouldn't surprise me.
But they were like, hey, we're happy to say that we have like they're proud of it. They want to announce it to people. You know what I mean? That we're going to be bringing multiple games to Game Pass with a new partnership with Microsoft. And this is kind of the thing that we're seeing a little bit, and part of it's, you know, Microsoft spending tons of money to do this, right? But also, you know, the hesitancy, the reluctancy is starting to waver away a lot from some of these bigger publishers to do this, depending on the game, especially. We just had another big Capcom brand new IP announced to Game Pass day one at the E3 showcase this year, right? So it's definitely
Paradox Interactive. Yes, I mean, I think that's the one that Mav is talking about. I think you're right.
Yeah, it might have been.
I think
Paradox.
It is Paradox.
There's just so many different things happening with it, and people really like to just judge everything based on like today. You know what I mean? But we've been saying this like on our channel for a while. Like once the avalanche starts, people aren't prepared. Like, you know, Sony doesn't have the ability to really match that output.
Nope.
Right. And then
Definitely
that was
not.
even before ABK got acquired. Right. Now you add ABK to that mix, and you add these franchises and stuff. And it's just crazy, dude. Like, I think like for Sony, they really got to figure some of that stuff out, because you don't want to get too far behind with it. And it's going to be interesting to see. And what it's going to take is a mind share change, right? Because at some point people accept and stop judging Microsoft for the value that they're proposing, and they start appreciating the value that they're proposing, and then wondering, why aren't you treating me like Microsoft treats their customers? Right? And at the second that starts to happen, and realize we're getting all these games, we're getting them in a subscription service like day one, we're getting cross-buy, we get PC and Xbox released same time, We don't have to pay for cloud saves, all these other features that are implemented into the ecosystem. At some point, the other side is going to start looking at this and saying, like, why aren't we getting this same kind of treatment from our company that we love? And now, granted, also,
and they increased the price for
$40?
literally no extra value.
$40.
Let's see.
Yeah, minimum 20 up to 40 on the highest tier. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was Jasper called it out. It was 11-bit studios.
There you go. There you go.
It was 11-bit?
I want to get this out of the way. We have
yes.
First, welcome Paris Lilly to the chat. Welcome, Paris.
Oh, what's up, Paris?
Always nice to have you here.
Shout out to Paris.
Your game must have been over. You join us then? No, I'm just kidding. He said I asked him about being on the show, and he said football season starts, dude. I said, all right, so we'll see you in February.
See you,
sometime in February. We're gonna get Paris on.
Yeah,
I'll at least try. He's a super nice guy. We great interview on my channel too. Appreciate that. We got 2 new members. Can you read those real quick, and then we'll get back to the discussion. Sorry, guys. I hate to interrupt, but
you're good, man. Hey, we got to do this. Absolutely. Decado just became a YouTube member. Great person in the community. Talk to that guy. Awesome person. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Pat F just became a member as well for 1 month. Remember, guys, if you want to join us, you can join for as little as 99 cents, $1. So, sign on up and you can join us on the podcast if you want for our specials. You don't have to for the special for a special episode that we do once every month, but you also get all the cool avatars and stuff. And we're going to be making a bunch more too. I got some ideas that are coming along the way, and with all the Activision stuff and everything coming up, we're going to have so many of those. We're not going to run out of avatars and stuff for you guys to use. That's for sure. So.
And also we're going to be probably in about 15 minutes. We're going to do another round of giveaways. This time we're probably going to give away 2, and then at the end of the show we'll give away the last 2. So, but if you're interested in winning, who wouldn't be interested in winning? Because it doesn't cost you anything. All you got to do is in the chat right now, put #Xbox, lowercase. That's it. Just #Xbox. If you're in the chat, please do so. Yep. By doing that, you'll be in the running for a $20 gift card on the ecosystem of Xbox. So, we do have another chat that came up real quick. Let me go ahead and get that. We'll get that out of the way before we keep going.
Yeah, let's do it. RC Polygons with the $10 super chat.
Thank you.
What do you think about the possibility that Xbox gets Epic Games since they are laying people off? Unreal Engine would be very impressive under Microsoft. Plus, more gas games like Fortnite. All right, I will go to the guy who's shaking his head right now. We're gonna disagree on this one. Post up, go for it, brother. What do you think? What do you think about this?
It's not happening.
No, listen. Let's live in a world where everyone and their mother, nobody predicted Activision. I didn't hear a single person on the internet predict that, and that happened. Let's just pretend.
I think Psychonauts did, but anyway.
Did Psychonauts did? I'm giving him a ton of praise. Holy moly.
Let me tell you something.
Do you think just because it's not going to happen, which I'm with you on that, but do you think it would be a good move, I guess, like for Microsoft to do something?
It would be an awesome move for them to own Epic, Unreal Engine, and have Fortnite and Call of Duty under the same roof. But one of the most, I think, important things in terms of this whole merger aspect is that Sony, and fighting and pushing back against this, has made regulators more aware, right, and more cognizant of this industry, right? Because over the last 2 or 3 decades, regulators weren't even thinking about the game industry.
Right.
But now, the next big acquisition, they're going to be ready. They're going to be prepared. Well, they should be ready. They should be prepared. Because
I don't know that you said that because I don't think they'll be ready or prepared.
I said that because we at least the FTC had a year in order to do what they needed to do to get as much understanding and education on the industry as possible before going into that trial. And we see how that turned out when we found out that they didn't. But I think from this aspect,
I don't feel like they did their homework, so I'm not too worried about it. But
I think in terms of the next big acquisition is going to be much of a microscope on it, especially when it comes, and that's whether it's Sony or Microsoft or any big tech company, even outside of the industry, that's looking in to come in and buy up some things too. I think that's the other end of this, the end of the scope of this, and I think Sony pretty much probably made it hard for themselves to do big acquisitions now because you didn't gave the regulatory bodies enough data to show your dominance over the industry for a long period of time. So after the ABK deal, it's not good. I don't even think. Well, I think they could get Sega in Japan.
I knew you were going to go down there. I was like, don't you say they can't get
that's because their market is so small. They don't have pretty much no presence in Japan. So I think I think it's still a bit a little pushback.
I mean, in that Square.
I would say Epic. If you're thinking Epic, that's off the table. If you're thinking Take-Two, that's off the table. This deal Microsoft just deal with Ubisoft puts them off the table now because regulators are saying now because of this deal.
Well, it's in the contract. They can't.
Ain't nobody purchase
Ubisoft
for the next 10 years. So that kind of help Ubisoft in terms of the financial gain they're going to get on the cloud perspective.
Steady cash flow.
Also, because Ubisoft has always been in a position where they was trying to get taken over, and so that kind of helps Ubisoft from getting purchased over the next 10 years. But I don't think it's going to happen, man. After this, man, I'd be surprised to see.
I agree with you, but I like the enthusiasm. I love Fortnite, so and having Unreal Engine 5 under, Microsoft loves their engines. They got a ton of engines, and man, having Unreal.
Unreal is the reason why it would never happen because the regulators wouldn't allow it. It's the most used engine in gaming that's licensed. So that if they would have to do a deal where they offloaded the rights to another company, just like they did the cloud gaming,
they have to develop a lot. You're not going to let them have Fortnite and Warzone under the same. That's not about to happen. It's not about to happen.
You would probably, the amount of remedies and divestitures and all this other stuff they'd have to do at that point. They would have to ask, is it worth it? And PC regulators could even try and make us think about the Epic Games Store, even though they have no right to, just because they would try and say, "Oh, you're going to have another game store on Windows,
another big one."
It's there's so much to it. It would be cool. But
so you're saying Valve's off the table?
At the same point, you got to think about this from Xbox's perspective, from a consumer's perspective on Xbox. What are we really gaining with Epic?
Not a ton. It's the engine. I agree with you 1,000%, Mav. That's in my head. It was not about Fortnite. It was about Unreal.
Yeah. Well, so the Unreal Engine anyway. It's overrated, overhyped.
It's don't listen to Umbra. It's a jittery mess. I'm stepping away from Umbra. I'm getting off that Unreal Engine 5 train.
Umbra, I appreciate you being in the chat tonight.
He scared me. No, I'm not scared of him.
They had Windows issues with ABK. The OS issue with it, man.
James Thomas here with the $2 super chat. Epic Games and Xbox would be organic. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Xbox can already use Unreal Engine if they want to, so it's not
right. Oh, and they are plenty of games.
Unreal Engine, Coalition's going to have the best looking Unreal Engine game that will be probably. So it's you're already getting that.
But they don't have to pay those fees though. But
let's go through these super chats real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Real quick.
God Emperor Sofa King with the $5 super chat. Microsoft would scoop up Embracer wholesale, then move on to Japan. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. I think it'll be piecemealed. I don't think they can get Embracer as a whole. I don't see that happening.
They can definitely get some parts that they need.
I think it's going to be a chop shop sale.
Microsoft needs Embracer is in a very interesting position. Microsoft needs to go in there with the stack of cash as soon as this ABK deal closes. and then take advantage of the leverage that they have to be able to get what they can. They need to get Crystal Dynamics and you get Eidos Montreal. And then, hey, give us that Tomb Raider IP, give us Deus Ex, give us Legacy of Kain.
Yeah.
Hey, and might as well throw
Like
in
you're
Lord of the
thinking, mister.
Rings.
Lord of the
Let's
Rings,
go.
baby. Lord of the Rings too.
Throw it in, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, 100%. I do like that. I'm going to pose a question after this. James Thomas with the $2. Xbox needs Konami to bring Suikoden's to Game Pass. Quick question.
Hold on.
Gun to head. Go ahead.
I know before you get going, because I know you're going to get in deep, and that's cool. But we got.
No, I wasn't.
We got a member chat real quick.
God Emperor Sofa King became a YouTube member. Welcome, brother. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Which doesn't come up on here. He gifted 5 member chats.
Oh wow,
channel
thank you so much,
chats.
man.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Spreading the love. We love that here.
So go ahead, Retri. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. My question was gun to head. Would you rather have Sega though? Like if you had to do like one thing next, would you go for Sega or would you try to pick up the pieces from Embracer? I'll go to you post up. I'll go to you first. Like what if you could only here's my real question. If you could only do one set, do you go after Japan? Do you go after Sega? If you think this is your last hurrah, right? Do you go after Sega or do you go after piecemealed Embracer and everything that Mav just said? Because there's a lot under Embracer you could probably get for a decent price.
You definitely go after Sega.
What do you do?
You go after Sega.
Okay.
And the reason why you go after Sega is for 2 things. One, their experience in PC gaming, and as well as their position in mobile. You know, they just purchased what's the bird?
Is it Rovio? Is it Rovio?
Yeah,
Rovio.
Angry Birds, guys. Yeah,
Angry Birds.
Yeah, Rovio.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're the platform that you're trying to penetrate right now, which owns over 50% of the gaming market, is mobile. That's where the most money is being generated in terms of gaming revenue, right? That's where you need to get a foothold, right? You also want to expand your presence in terms of Game Pass on PC. I think Sega helps you do that. But you also have what's that? I'm thinking I got anime on my mind. But the mobile game that King
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. And I'm on level 400 and something Candy Crush. I can't even think about it.
It's right on your shoulder, too.
I ain't need Poe put that out there like that. I ain't need Poe. Yeah, I'm on level 400 or something Candy Crush. No. But you will have I don't know if Angry Birds is as big as it once was.
Yes.
But you have 2 prominent mobile games that can pretty much get you entry and penetrating the mobile market faster than it would be than you trying to build your own mobile IP from the ground up. We've seen that with the Gears mobile IP. We see Bethesda create mobile IPs too as well. That little Doom mobile IP they make is fire. I don't know if y'all played it yet, but that's great. But you get established mobile IPs, and that's the important thing right here. Console is niche is gonna be there. You want to penetrate more with PC and mobile, and Sega helps you do that. I know we got Crystal Dynamics that's help working on Perfect Dark and stuff like that. That's cool, but the bigger picture, the overall picture, is more expansion on PC and then penetrating on mobile. And Sega help you get there more so than Crystal Dynamics and Eidos.
All right, Mav, I'll throw it to you. What do you think if you had to make the executive decision? Are you going after Embracer stuff, or are you going Japan and Sega?
See, here's the thing. I don't think they have to make the decision because
come on, man. I agree with you. I agree with you.
I want to hear it.
That's not how the question was posed, but go ahead.
Yeah, like screw the question. I'm going to give my answer. Let's go. I mean, like,
go talk your talk, man.
It's like, yeah,
like for real, like. The Embracer group's not going to fall into any kind of like major regulatory opposition. It's not going to fall into anybody second guessing or questioning things. You're really would be acquiring mainly studios that are already working on your franchises, because word is Eidos Montreal's helping with Fable as well, right? And they're also, those companies are in distress, and it's not buying the entirety of Embracer Group. You're just buying individual studios from them. Now the only thing is, if they do try and get like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that off of it, like I said, that's a me wishful thinking thing, right? But like then that it adds a couple billion to the dollar value, right? So you know, it is what it is. But I don't think they would have to make the decision. I think that's something they could do as well at the same time, without a lot of like upheaval or any kind of outcry.
Too much flack,
right? Like Sega is like the bigger, obvious, like better target, right? It fills a lot more needs, but part of me also really thinks that for the benefit of some of the games that already are in development and they're working on, and with what's happening at Embracer Group right now, I would probably rather them strike first if they had to make a decision on those studios, because they're in disarray. Embracer Group's crumbling right now. They're in more distress. We already have a great relationship and good.
You said Sega go wait.
Sega can wait because they're not selling to Sony, right? And like Sega is not selling to another big like company really, and like they're in a great partnership already with Microsoft. So like there's already a lot of positives happening there. I would love Sega. Sega would be one of my top choices, but I think more of like criticalness is those studios that are under Embracer Group, where the crumbling company right now that are having layoffs and all these different things, game cancellations, all this stuff. Embracer Group needs an influx of cash and quick. Their last deal fell through. So Microsoft's in a very interesting position if they do decide to take advantage of it, to where they have leverage on a deal where you might be able to get a good value and maybe get some extra things in there, right, to take advantage of it. Plus, you're also saving the studios that are already working and have a relationship with your existing games. So for me, I go that direction first if I had to make a choice. But you don't have to. Just get them both. And then get Square on top of it, because they're also in trouble.
Now, Mav. If we're forgetting a question, and Sega can wait, the question that originally asked me, if we're throwing the question to the side, then I agree with you. And the reason why I agree with you, because you're playing defense, right? Because we know that Sony has already purchased some of the support studios that used to work on your first party games. So you will want to get to Eidos and Crystal Dynamics before Sony do, because I believe Sony is that type of company that will go after Crystal Dynamics.
Absolutely.
And specifically because they're working on Microsoft first party games and kind of hamper that. So if we put that question to the side, I definitely agree with you. Sega great, go get Eidos.
I would add certain affinity to the mix of the Crystal D and Eidos Montreal. Not that certain affinity is in trouble,
of course,
but it would be
definitely.
It would be disastrous for Xbox if Sony went and acquired certain affinity, threw a bag of cash to help with their live service games and Bungie and stuff.
I agree,
because certain affinity is big with Halo. They've been a support studio for Call of Duty in the past as well. They've also done the multiplayer for Doom in the past as well. So like certain affinity, and they're also working on another project for Microsoft right now. So like,
which some think it's a PUBG style Halo game. So but go ahead.
You know, one thing I'll throw out there just to throw it on the fire. Also, welcome to the over 190 people in the chat right now. Thank you all so much for being here. Please hit the like button. It means a lot. But technically, even though they have the ABK deal going on, they can buy a studio that's not on the open market and it's not in trade, and they don't have to announce that until a later date. So there could be some of these studios that could already actually be in the fold, and nobody would know it until after it's done. Because when he made those announcements for the first big 5 studios, they were already done a long time ago.
Private.
That's a great point, Dave.
The
only one that
we know for a fact We know for a fact that Xbox hired people just for acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
They had now have a division just for that. So it's not like these guys stopped working. You know what I mean? They're not like, oh well, ABK is going on. Let's take a 2-year break. So I agree with you, Dave. If anything's going to happen, they're already doing this stuff behind the scenes and probably been doing it for a while. And there's no way Embracer is not on their radar with all the studios, like Matt was saying, certain Affinity and the other studios that they work closely with already. So
already made
I like
the call. I think he already made the call.
Mm-hmm.
You already got the head guy that used to run Crystal Dynamics. You already got him over there with the initiative. How incredible will it be to grab that company that used to be under his leadership and pull them in full time on Perfect Dark? Hey, it's a win-win. I'm pretty sure. I'm reading them emails, Killer Phil.
Hey, can I throw some tinfoil on there real quick?
Yeah, we love tinfoil.
Because Matt, he's the king of speculation town. The mayor, the governor, the whole 9 yards. So we heard recently that Platinum Games, their leader, has left the company.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Phil would need him if he bought him.
I've talked about this, Dave, and like for me, if Microsoft actually did acquire Platinum, or if Platinum was trying to be acquired by Microsoft, like Hideki Kamiya would not probably be able to be a part of that because he is too much of a loose cannon. He doesn't fit with the inclusivity, all these different things, MO and that Microsoft's trying to portray and stuff, and there's no change in that guy, right? I'm not saying he's like a Bobby Kotick type person, right? But the way
he's a pain in the ass, though.
The way he speaks,
you don't want to keep him.
And also, he kind of burned Xbox before as well. And I feel like Xbox may have more of an issue with him than anybody else at Platinum. So that's an interesting thought. But to add some more fun speculation, Dave.
Yes, do it.
Do we find it interesting that all of a sudden, as ABK is wrapping up, with the news came out and also the new president happening at Square Enix, but also finding out that they're down like around 30% since Final Fantasy 16 came out. All of a sudden, it's all coinciding with this new, warm and fuzziness going on between Square Enix and Microsoft, right? And we know before, because Jez Cord and other people have talked about this, Microsoft had pretty much an ongoing talk with Square. They were expecting to potentially either sell those studios before to Microsoft or maybe potentially be acquired. Instead, Xbox got ZeniMax Bethesda, right? And then now ABK is about to wrap up. Is it potential that Square's no longer feeling burned and now they're trying to sell themselves and proposition themselves as a down company to be acquired and start a bidding war potentially between Microsoft and Sony for
I don't think that's crazy at all, Mav. Actually, I mean, we talked about that months ago where we thought Square was squaring up to get acquired. So that wouldn't surprise me at all.
These companies, they go after companies that are good values, not just going to be great assets. It's hard to acquire, like Capcom's on top of the world right now. Right.
Yeah.
Like you go to them with an offer, they'll like listen if it's good enough, but they're like, hey, you need to throw something crazy, right? Bandai Namco is the same. Sega's in a decent position. They're
they are in a good position. Correct.
They're not as strong as Capcom or Bandai Namco or whatever. But Square's down, right? And if they're looking to still get IPs and developers and mobile presence in Japan for a better value, right? Square's the company that is the biggest to go after that fits that mold, right? At least.
I agree with you 100%, man.
Yeah,
it makes so much sense.
Dave's been tooting that Square Enix horn forever. I just wanted Sega or Capcom. It was a personal thing over that. But when you're talking business wise, is the juice worth the squeeze?
Oh
it's like Activision when you grab them when they're down and out and you get a good value on them. And we know during the courts that Activision is worth a hell of a lot more than they paid, and Xbox basically said that it was redacted during the
whole fiasco. Great deal on ZeniMax Bethesda too. ZeniMax Bethesda, they had them valued at 10 bill. They got them for 7.5.
Yeah,
exactly.
And
Yeah.
Okay,
Square has got, they got Final Fantasy, obviously, but
Yeah,
in Japan,
that's not the big boy, though.
Japanese market is I guess Dragon's Quest. So,
Dragon Quest.
yeah. So, and that is huge. And then you've got Kingdom Hearts. And they have a lot of other great games. The Octopath Traveler. They have a really big mobile presence.
And the East, they do for sure. Like that's a big deal for them.
Mm-hmm. And they have a lot of other titles that have been there for years. A lot of tactics games, things like that would do really well in Game Pass. Just saying, So who knows if it's possible, but it definitely seems more probable. And the only reason I say that is because of the price. They could probably get them for under the threshold where regulators couldn't call them out. And it could all be done.
About Square Enix?
Yes, it could all be done.
Square would be an easy acquisition for them.
I think they get Square and Sega under that threshold. I think they get Square and Sega under that threshold.
They're actually about the same value right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like between 5 and 6 billion, right?
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
Like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they'll go under the radar because from my research, anything of 100 million or more automatically gets flagged.
But there's not going to be
FTC,
like a Call of Duty.
It's not going to be Activision. No,
like
absolutely not.
A cloud game, all these other things. There's not like that big franchise that's going to.
You don't have that stigma that you do. Never mind. We saw what happened with the Japanese market and how the politicians literally had to step up and go, really, Japan? And you see the 180 in Japan and how quickly they were like, okay, Activision's fine. You know what I mean? Because they didn't want to mess with all the other things, all the other avenues that they had making money with the U.S. So they ain't gonna mess with that.
So get the picking and prying.
Yeah, exactly. You wanted to give away soon?
Let's do it. Let's go ahead and give away 2 more. Let's see how this works. Now, it should pop up with the last winner. Let's see here.
Congrats to you, Jimmy Boo.
Let's see. All right, and let's see. It's draw again. I've never done the draw again before, so let's see. Okay, there we go. So it's live doing now, and we're gonna do another one. Oh, the winner is.
Oh, hold on. You're not showing it, dude.
Oh, you're kidding me? Oh well.
No.
Right. Sorry.
You're
There's the winner.
There he is. Eastside Vandal.
We're getting ready to do another one. You're right now. So if you haven't put your name, all you gotta do is do it once. It's hashtag Xbox.
Lowercase, guys.
Lowercase. If you put it in once, Def Leppard, put it in again, but lowercase. So just lowercase. Yeah. And it's the picker's designed so that if you win once, so that you won't let you win again. So at least for tonight. Everybody's eligible, including the panel members. I don't care. Let's have fun, man. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. So don't you tell me that I will put my
in the bucket. That would be awesome if you won. Why not? It's the picker picks them, not me. That's right. It's hashtag Xbox, and it's all lowercase. Hashtag Xbox. Just put it in the chat. We're going to do another one here in just a minute. Give some more people a chance to. But so Eastside Vandal, hopefully you have a Twitter account. If you do, message me directly and let me know that you're a winner, and I will get that to you tomorrow afternoon. If not, I'll give you my email and you can email it to me, or we'll figure it out if you need. We'll make sure you get that by tomorrow night. All right, so we're gonna do another one. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Man, did you put this in yet? Come on, post up. You guys can't enter, right? Okay.
No, I'm gonna let the chat rock, man.
I'll hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna let the chat rock.
It's all good, man. It's the way we roll here. Let everybody have a chance, but let's see what happens.
I do need to buy some food though. If you got $20.
Oh no! Hey, our next winner.
There we go. James X is our next winner for $20 for Xbox. Hope you guys like Xbox.
I'm really loving Whataburger lately. It's so good.
Hey, you know that water butter. You know what I'm saying? Water butter.
I don't know if we have one here.
I had Whataburger for breakfast, bro.
I need a double cheeseburger.
For breakfast. Did you get like a burger map, or did you have have like breakfast sandwiches, or is it just burgers there?
They have a breakfast burger, and it's like
I
it's a
love
burger,
those, man.
and it's got like egg and bacon and hash browns on it. Yeah,
we're gonna be giving away 2 more.
Landlord said I was $20 short on the rent, so I need $20.
Yeah. I only had to DM 100 people to get my $20 for Whataburger this morning.
That's funny.
I was wondering if someone was going to say something.
I guess you guys are talking about Luca's show. Lucas,
I need your money.
That was a good show that Luca put out. Luca and Slow-Mo and the Scumcast, and they definitely brought to light somebody I didn't know about. That
me either. I didn't know either.
What, the whole thing that was going on Twitter? Is that what you're talking about? The whole controversy?
The trash guy that's asking everybody for money.
Yo, listen, guys, stop doing that. It's not even the first effing time. Stop giving these people your money. Just stop. They're not your friends. You know what I mean? They're not your friends, man.
If somebody really needs money, like Fonz, who's a good cause for dad passing away, they're going to set up like a GoFundMe account, and that'll actually get to
make it official.
Yeah, even if you can do $5, $2, whatever, every little bit helps. And that would be greatly appreciated. But somebody begging you in a
Fonz
DM.
is actually dealing with a loss.
Exactly.
And you had a guy out there who was lying about you have to be soulless.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to be soulless.
I agree. You gotta be a special kind of asshole to do that shit.
And speaking of that, let's get to RHETRI's next question. Oh, I'm sorry.
Or he could just really love Whataburger. I'm just kidding.
He just really wants that breakfast sandwich.
I
would do anything, sell my soul to the devil to get a cheeseburger. I mean, what
I got these cheeseburgers. I don't know if anyone gets that reference, but if you do, I'm sorry. Anyways, let's move on. I was gonna talk about the layoffs, but I wanna keep this. I want to keep this in a happy place. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about October.
That's a good one.
Real quick. October video game releases is stacked. So let's just go through what's going on in October. October 5th, War Groove 2. I have absolutely no clue what the hell that is, but Assassin's Creed Mirage, October 5th. Detective Pikachu, October 6th. NHL 24, October 6th. Forza Motorsport, October 10th. Roblox on PlayStation, October 10th. Let's see. Lords of the Fallen, October 13th. Hellboy, Web of Weird, October 18th. I forgot that was coming out. Sonic Superstars, October 17th. Gargoyles Remastered, October 19th. The 7 Quest VR, October 19th. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, October 20th. Spider-Man 2, October 20th. Metal Gear Solid, October 24th. City Skylines 2, October 24th. That's, I think, coming to
that
PC
one actually
Game
got
Pass.
delayed.
That got delayed. Well, it is coming for PC Games Pass. It's not coming to console.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of in between. Dave the Driver on Switch, October 26th. Ghost Runner 2, October 26th. Alan Wake 2, October 27th. El Paso Everywhere, September 20th. What? Okay, that's honorable mentions. I don't know what that's about. So, okay. So October is effing stacked. Guys, do you guys have any games in this list? And I can go back over them need be. That moves the needle for you and that you will definitely be getting. And is anything here going to sit in the back catalog forever? Because October is just kind of bananas. I'll start with you, Post Up. What are you thinking for October? Are you playing any of these games? You care about Assassin's Creed? Do you care about Spider-Man 2?
Creed. I beat the first Spider-Man. I beat Miles Morales, so I'm definitely going to beat and play Spider-Man 2. I'm going to say this. Hold on. Because I got to clarify. You feel me? I have to specify when I say comments like this, right? Because we know how X-verse is, right? I will play and beat these games on my time and my terms. Let's get that out the way.
Not in October, necessarily.
Whenever I get to them, right? There's this notion that when people purchase game that they have to beat them and play them based on other people's expectations of you.
Yeah, and their timetable, yeah.
And on their timetable. All the games just come out. You didn't put this me. No, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me tell you something. I'm gonna beat Starfield because I still got to beat the main game on that. I got Forza Motorsport downloaded. I'm not a racing fan or enthusiast. Back in the day when I was young, I used to play a lot of racing games. Kind of grown away from it, but I will download it and to see how it looks, to see how it plays, to see how it feels, to see if it's something that I might want to invest my time in. So if you see an hour, 30 minutes there, because I played it, and I'm not gonna go back to it. I'm just gonna be honest, okay? Now we just got to get this straight together. Now, that Mario, I don't own a Switch, right? My kids, but I don't own one. I want to buy a Switch to play that Mario game. When I went and seen that gameplay trailer, oh man. But people telling me to wait on the Switch too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I'm like, yeah, just gotta wait a little while, maybe.
Yeah, but Mario and Spider-Man coming out on this, those two games are gonna do incredible. So I'm definitely the first two Spider-Mans have been fire, and I'm ready to finish up Spider-Man 2. Forza Motorsport, and the Mario. Anything else? I do want to.
Let's see. We had what was it? Some of the big ones here. Lords of the Fallen. That's a pretty big one. I think a lot of people are looking forward to that. And Alan Wake 2 was in here as well.
Nah, because I never played the first Alan Wake. From 360.
I have a feeling Alan Wake 2 is going to eat it. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm going to get it, but I feel bad for Alan Wake is what I'm saying. I think it might take a hit. Something's got to give, right? There's too many games in this month. Something's going to take it. Someone's getting punched in the mouth hard. Maybe a couple of games in here.
I'm just gonna play it like this. I definitely gonna play with Motorsport. Like I'm definitely gonna play some Spider-Man 2. And that's all. In the meantime, in between time, when I find the time to do so, it's just too much to play right now. And Game Pass is still. You got Gotham. What's that? The
Gotham Knights is coming out.
That's coming out
2 days.
You got the Animal Party that's out, and it's just
Liza P. Like it's. We got Warhammer Dark Tides coming out too. It's people like that sort of thing.
Look, get to it when you get to it. That's all I'm telling y'all. Get to these games when you can. You don't have to rush. Take your time. You don't look. It's just too many games. This is an incredible year. This is a freaking incredible year. And just imagine 2024 might top this year, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah,
but we'll see. But definitely Forza Motorsport, Spider-Man 2, and I don't know. That Mario
and Mario, yeah.
I want to play Mario. Why Nintendo don't have no cloud where you could play something in the cloud?
I know.
What I'm saying?
That's a good point.
I'm on. Everybody say it don't make no sense buying the Switch right now. Just waiting on the Switch 2. So when the Switch 2 is announced, I'm definitely going to get it because I definitely want to play that Mario.
Yeah, 100%. Mav, what about you, brother? What's October looking like for you? Is there anything here move the needle for you, and what are you probably going to shove to the side because you can't clearly get to all these games unless you don't sleep?
Exactly.
It's crazy. I made a post earlier. The backlogs is going to be nuts, but I will say definitely Forza Motorsport. I've been waiting years. I usually have to wait 2 years for the next Forza Motorsport. This time I had to wait 6 years, I think, something like that. It's crazy.
Been that long? Holy.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts. I can't wait for this game. Can't wait to see what they do with it over the time too, because this is live service Forza Motorsport that's going to last over the years and years and years. So they already said that they're not planning on doing another sequel. They're planning on supporting this game with the regular content over the course of this generation. So that has me excited for Forza. let's see. So Forza for sure. I am looking forward to Assassin's Creed. Because it's smaller Assassin's Creed, kind of like the more old school ones. And these there's so many big ass games, dude. And like I'm looking forward to playing it actually because I feel like I can
You might be able to finish it
through it and actually finish this game, right? So I'm looking forward to that. I'm curious how the story is going to go and stuff in it. That's kind of what I'm most curious about. Then I might surprise some people. Because I have been very.
Is there a flute game in here?
No.
Wow. I was about to say.
This one time at Bandcamp, no, I've been very slanderous of the Switch. Very slanderous of the Switch.
Oh shit!
Because I think
we have a converter, folks.
No, because I have a Switch and I hate it. It's a great handheld. It looks like shit on my TV. It's a bad console, great handheld.
With that Mario.
But I'm a sucker for Mario games. I am that 2D.
Got him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That Mario look fire, bro.
2D Mario. I will probably be at least close to day one on Mario Wonder.
I know.
It looks great. There's another one, Sonic Superstars, another platformer, a co-op as well for Sonic, and it's like it looks new and pretty. Like I'm looking forward to that too. This might be 20 years.
It's
later.
The year of the 2D side scroller, man. Like, Nintendo, man, they don't have around.
I can't do my boy ever.
If you were to tell me, if you were to tell 10-year-old me, hey, 30 years from now, you're still going to be playing Mario and Sonic games in the same year of release,
your 10-year-old,
no
would have beat you up.
Yeah, but yeah, the Mario, Sonic, and then Alan Wake 2. I want to play. Man, it's just too many games.
It's too much.
Spider-Man 2. I would love to play that right away. I feel like I can wait. Right, the last trailer did more for me than anything else. But then I did just go back and play a little bit of Miles Morales because I hadn't finished Miles Morales yet. Because it just felt like expansion-y to me. You know,
I mean, it was. I mean, it was a DLC that they made. I mean, it was a $50 game when it came out, so it kind of was.
And they tried. I have a whole thing. I have a whole thing about what they did.
Yeah, I don't want to open up that can of worms.
I won't. Yeah, it was one of my first videos on the channel. I can talk about this, but this is like something that I want to play, but I also feel like I can kind of wait on it and just play it whenever. So I'll probably do that with Spider-Man 2. Something's got to give. I don't know what it is. There will be.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what gets pushed to the side? Like, what?
I don't
all
know,
the stuff you just named that you love. What do you think's gonna? I mean, you might buy it, but what's gonna get thrown in the? In the back.
I think Spider-Man 2 is only going to sell 100,000 copies. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, like I was a joke.
It's getting thrown in the back.
It's gonna do massive numbers, but
you think it's gonna just kidding.
I kind of agree with Alan Wake 2 might kind of get pushed. I also think
that's
maybe
the one.
Assassin's Creed isn't going to sell as much as it usually does.
No,
I think yeah. I think you might be right though. I think it might not do as well. You think Assassin would do good?
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay. You're agreeing with them.
I just think people tired of it. The same.
Well, I mean, yeah, when you announce there's 10 Assassin's Creed like it's gonna what the good I think they should have announced how many damn games they had coming out, but I am kind of excited personally for this one of Assassin's Creed because knowing the scope isn't Valhalla and knowing there's a chance I might actually finish this one makes it a little more exciting to me. But I think Assassin's Creed could suffer in October as well, just because of all the games that are coming out. Because you have to spend other money that month, so you got to make a decision, right? Unless you just have loads of money. So
and like, I think the community and media and all these things always kind of pick like favorites and like really push things, and then like we'll shit on other things, and it seems like random what kind of gets pushed and what gets crapped on, like without any kind of rhyme or reason to it. At times, like some games get championed for things and then ignore faults, right? While some games are amazing and then the faults are all focused on. You know what I mean? So it's going to be really interesting to see what out of those games has those trends, because that's usually going to be what determines what's popular or not, right? Like what becomes the popular talking points around Alan Wake 2, around Assassin's Creed, around these games, right? Is the talk going to be mostly negative, or is it going to be mostly positive? And I think that's going to determine a lot on which of these games actually doesn't do as well. Whether that's fair or not, that's just kind of the way it goes, man. It's like there's a hive mind mentality out there, right? And when it becomes cool not to like something, all of a sudden, the sales drop, and when it becomes cool to like something, people will eat a turd, oh my God, it's so cool. All of a sudden, it's like one of a kind, never been done before. Look at all this.
Never seen it.
Look at all this flavor. It's like you never know what it's going to be that gets hyped up like that. So I will tell you this, like for me, FOMO gets the best of me quite a bit.
When you were saying that, I was in my head, I was going Elden Ring.
Yeah. So
because that's what nailed me.
Those games that come out and everybody's like, this is so freaking amazing. Oh my God. And I was like, I was gonna wait on this one. Come on.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh God, I got it. Get it. Then I get it. And I go play it for 30 minutes and it's like back to Starfield.
Exactly.
I still haven't gotten Mortal Kombat, which is crazy for me.
Me either.
Yeah,
I know.
Mortal Kombat 1.
That's how many damn games. I haven't gotten Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, and I would have bought those, and they're both amazing. Like their scores are through the roof. Nobody said anything bad about them. I would have got those in a heartbeat back in the day. The back catalog is just too much.
I've gotten every single Mortal Kombat like day one, like every single one, and I've been talking about how excited I am for Mortal Kombat. Like was so pumped for Mortal Kombat, dude. But Starfield was as good as it was for me. And I can't stop playing the damn game, and it's made other games. I just don't care about any other games right now. I really don't. I'm just now, today was the first day I have really tried to play something else since Starfield came out.
Yep. You got to make like a conscious decision to like, that's what I had to do. I'm like, I gotta stop playing Starfield and just see if I can play another game, which I did, but man, the whole time I'm like, I should be playing Starfield. I just want to go back to it. So I hear you. It's just like Elden Ring for me, but I think games like Lords of the Fallen might take might get hit here. I mean, I have no doubt Super Mario Brothers is going to be the beast of the month. But Dave, anything for you out of this long list of October games that you were definitely going to play, or anything that you think that you wanted to play that would probably take a back seat because there's just too much?
I definitely will play Alan Wake 2. I'm looking forward to that.
Same.
I mean, I don't know that it'll, it looks good to me, and that's my kind of game, so I'll definitely be trying that out. What about you? Did you get your flowers in there on that as to what you...
Honestly, for me, I didn't think about this when I was asking everyone else a question, because honestly, I don't know. I know it's weird to say. I wanna play Assassin's Creed. I'm very interested in Lords of the Fallen. Definitely Alan Wake 2 for me. I don't have a Switch. I'm probably gonna wait for the Switch too. So Mario is not an issue for me, and neither is Sonic Superstars. So I might actually, I'm going to push off Spider-Man 2. I'm going to do what Mav did. Like, I don't want to pay, something's telling me not to pay $70 for that, even though I think it's going to be an amazing game. And I really liked Miles Morales and the other Spider-Man. But I think I'm going to wait on that one. I can wait on that. I got patience when it comes to PlayStation games for whatever reason.
Cool.
So I think I'm going to go Alan Wake 2. I think I'm with you, WebDave. I think that's the one I'm probably going to get this month. I don't want to spend too much money because my wife will yell at me. So yeah, I'll go with Alan Wake 2.
There you go.
Isn't Game Pass amazing that we don't even have to make that decision?
That's why I love it so
City
much.
Skylines.
Don't even have to think.
These other games, like
so many great games coming. You're right.
Shout out to James X.
Yeah, with
Gotham
Knights has me super, like Gotham Knights and Warhammer are two like I'm super excited about both of those games. I played Warhammer on PC. I loved it. I know a lot of people hated it. Both of those games, awesome. I'm gonna be playing Forza, of course, just to try it out because I have a nice TV and I want to see how pretty it is. But
all right, we're gonna wrap things up here. We're gonna give away our last two drawings, and then we're gonna go around the horn and get our outros and get everybody get the bars up. I also want to thank the over 200 people in the chat right now. Thank you all so much for being here. But before I do this drawing, I want to make sure that you hit in the chat. All you got to do is put in. This is so simple, and I'm going to give you a minute to do it. You got to put in hashtag Xbox, and it's lowercase. So hashtag Xbox lowercase. If it says, "Oh, I got to be a member for a minute before I can type," we're going to give you a minute now. Try and get in, and then it's easy to do. There's no member or anything to join. Oh, we'll read that super chat real quick.
Let's do it.
While we're waiting for everybody to get in, we're doing the last two drawings here in a minute. We're giving
get those in, guys.
$20 gift cards.
Yeah, Spartan661 with the $5 super chat. Just letting you all know, I'm still on Starfield. I have so many games on my back catalog. I need to finish it, then it will continue the list. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, Spartan. Like, I gonna get back into Starfield so I can finish at least the main quest, and it's a game that's going to be there forever. That's what I like about it. I'll be able to go back and put 30, 40 hours into it and then go play some other stuff and try to do back and forth. But it's tough. Like, usually when I get into a game, I'm in that game and I live it, I breathe it, and I don't leave it. So sometimes it's a little tough.
Shout out to Gerald Mack too.
J Mac, what's up, brother?
J Mac, great beard game.
Love
what's good, brother?
Gray beard's a game.
Right.
Hashtag gray beard's a game.
I'm no side quest.
Yeah, RHETRI, you need to let that grow a little bit.
I'm not growing it out because I already got like silvers and grays happening up here. That's why I shave it. So, but J Mac was kind enough to put me in the old guy group with you guys. So thanks for that, J Mac.
Formula for beards.
I love you for that.
Just saying. There you go. Too funny.
Nowadays, I only got time to get to side quests. Like Spider-Man, I ain't do none of the side quests. I just beat the main mission.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna mainline that one too.
Starfield, I'm gonna beat the main mission and get up out of there and go back when I need to. But
there you go. All right, let's do a. You guys see
do it?
Okay, good.
Yep, we got it. All right, next winner for the $20.
Number 4.
Sorry, I'm truthful. I like that name. I don't know if I've seen you around before, and if I haven't, and if I'm calling you out, I apologize. Welcome, brother.
We forgive you. We forgive you for being.
I've got one more drawing, so one more. Put in hashtag Xbox if you haven't already. And I just want to, and since you're a winner, sorry, I'm truthful. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, and then you should be able to message me. If not, then you can send me an email. I'll put the email. It's also in the description below, but I'll put it in the chat here in just a second so you will see it. It's outbreakpodcast@gmail.com, but I'll put it in there so you guys can see it. So, all right. So here we go with the final drawing of the night.
Very nice. Let's do it. See what we got. Oh. Shit. Oh, that is fitting. Okay, that is fitting, dude. That he won that. God Emperor Sofa King. Congratulations, brother. He joined the chat tonight and gave away some memberships. So
he did.
I love that he won that.
But that had nothing to do with him winning. So
it didn't, but that is karma right there. So I love that.
There you go. Sofa King just messaged me in
the give back what you put out.
Exactly.
That's right.
Send me a message on Twitter, and if you can't reach me there, then all you have to do is email me, and I'll put that right here, right now, so everybody can see it. And if you're a winner, please email me, and we will know if you're a winner or not. So just so you know. So let's see here. Boom. There we go. So put that in the chat. Guys, this has been a great show tonight, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate this amazing panel, the amazing audience that we had tonight, man. The chat was just excellent. Jumping in, had over 200 people at one time in the chat. It was so awesome. I'm going to go around the horn, and I'm going to start with Mav from Fun Speculation. Please tell everybody where they can find you. Tell them about all those amazing shows, and my favorite show that you do on occasion, the Mavcast. Love that thing. I love it.
Yeah. It's just I gotta get the right energy for that. It's gotta be something to talk about because I gotta talk by myself. So thanks, Dave. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, if you guys want to check out the channel, just check out Fun Speculation on YouTube. Got multiple shows. Mondays is Fun Speculation Podcast at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesdays, we got Fun Pop, which is our movies and TV shows podcast. That's at 10 p.m. Eastern as well. Then Thursdays, Pong Soul and I go live for PM and the PM at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then back Fridays for Xbox Ultimate Podcast at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And then occasionally, like Dave said, go do some solo streams, impromptu streams, game streams, all this kind of different stuff. Just whenever I got time, like to just chill and hang out with the chat. You guys all rock. Come on through and appreciate you. Thanks, Dave and RHETRI. You guys rock. Love your show. Love the growth that you guys have had in such a short amount of time. It's been absolutely amazing to see. Keep it up, dude, and post
Appreciate
up.
that, man.
This might have been the first time we've been on a show together, bro.
Yes,
So
yes.
I think so.
It's great getting here to talk with you, and man, like you're reading my mind today with a lot of the stuff you had to say, bro.
Hey, bro,
like,
we was both on the
guy.
same frequency.
You're smart. You're an intelligent man.
Great minds.
I'll just say that. Yeah.
Right. Thanks, man. It was great being on the panel with you, man. It was my first time meeting you today, so
Yeah.
We definitely got to get some stuff going, man.
For sure.
Awesome. And again, Mav, thank you so much for your time tonight. And please tell Caitlin, thank you for letting you be on tonight. She's probably staying playing Starfield, right?
Probably. I guarantee you she's playing Starfield.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And of course, the one and only Post Up, man. We are so glad to have you here to be able to talk all about gaming, plus about ABK. And you have a great podcast yourself. I love watching it. Please tell everybody where they can find you, what times your show is on, and tell everybody where they can reach out to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. It's always a pleasure, man, being on the panel with you and RHETRI, man. Always pleasure. Anytime, y'all know, reach out to me. If I can do it, y'all know I'm gonna pull up. But you can find our podcast on State of Gaming on YouTube. Either type in Post Up or type in State of Gaming, and you should see it. Please, if you go over, enjoy the content, like, subscribe. I'm on Twitter at postup_SOG. That's why I do all the ABK updates and things like that through the Twitter feed. But yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a great show, great panel, great discussion. I think we was all on the same feel in terms of our perspective on each topic, which is a good which is a good thing. So man, always a pleasure coming over to this great show, man. And I say keep building, keep growing. We had over 150 people, 190, 200 people pull up. So that's incredible, man. It lets us know that you guys are doing a great job. So continue building.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you, both of you. Your time on a Sunday night too is it doesn't go on deaf ears, and it's a great community, and we do appreciate that you spend the time to join us on occasion. So please, thank you so much, and hopefully you'll come back again. RHETRI, please tell everybody where they can find you. I'm going to put your YouTube channel in the link because people need to go to your channel and they need to subscribe and they need to hit the bell on all of us. But yours, because you have a new show coming up in probably a month or so, and we won't talk about it yet, but we know that it's going to be happening. So please, tell us what's going on.
Yeah. So I also want to put in our Discord community here, guys. If you want to game with us, we have a lot of fun. There's a lot of laughs there. We don't take shit seriously. We don't care about your skill level. We don't care if you're good at the game. Most of us are getting older, and we're not getting better at video games. I don't know if you know that, but
well, you let me play.
My hand-eye coordination ain't that great no more. But yeah, follow me, Game Pass _daily on Twitter or X, and follow me, Game Pass Daily, on YouTube as well. There will be a podcast coming out hopefully soon. I'm working on the details right now. It will be Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I know that's a lot of competition, but we're going to bring you something hopefully different and give you a different flavor here, guys. But thanks for having me, of course, Dave. And before we leave, I want to make sure I get this last super chat in from Adidas20, a $2 super chat. He says, love the Xbox community. I agree, brother. It is the best community. There's no doubt about that. So yeah. Thanks for coming out, Mav, tonight, and Post Up as usual. You guys obviously brought the heat. You guys, I love when I ask a question and Matt's like, "No, I'm gonna answer it this way." That's why I love doing this stuff. He's like, "No, I'm gonna say get it all." That's what I like. So appreciate you guys coming out. It's always a good time when you guys are on the show. So thank you guys again.
Forget that question.
Yeah, I'm gonna do me. Here's my truth. I want it all. I love it.
And that's awesome. So, and we welcome that, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Thanks everybody, and ones who are watching in the replay. Please don't forget to hit the like button on the video. It really does help us a lot. We got a goal of over 200. We want to try and reach 200 likes on this episode within the week. So if you can. It's a little thing. Just click the like button. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you can't, that's cool too. But you can hit dislike if you want to. If you don't like RHETRI's haircut, I don't know. I'm just kidding. I like his haircut because he doesn't have hair like me. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Gamers Council.